Today in Philadelphia, it's all about the pitching as Tim Hudson matches up against Cole Hamels. The Phillies lefty has been hot lately and is among the league leaders in earned run average. Hudson's ERA is better than Hamels, and in the final game of the series, the Giants veteran will try to pitch San Francisco to a sweep against the Phils. Game 4, Giants-Phillies next.
Day baseball here in Philadelphia. It's the Giants and the Phillies as they wrap up this 4-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants do have a chance for a sweep, a 4-game sweep, and that's hard to do against any team, let alone this Phillies team. Their record may not be very good, but they're still very talented. Plus, Cole Hamels is on the hill.
Well, and Cole Hamels has been red hot. He's been throwing very well of late, as has Tim Hudson, and it really promises to be all about the pitching today. Some interesting matchups that you really want to pay attention to. Against Hamels, Pence and Posey have good lifetime numbers, and against Hudson, Ryan Howard's with great. Wait, Ryan Howard's not playing.
Not playing.
Well, it's still going to be all about the pitching.
Well, it should be a good one here in Philadelphia, and we can't wait. And then we can't wait to get home for the Dodgers tomorrow night. When we come back, lineups first pitch right after this.
Is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box for the new Jalapeno Ranch or Barbecue Ultimate Cheeseburgers at participating restaurants. And by Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability and resale value. Toyota, let's go places.
Back here in Philadelphia as we get ready to wrap up this 4-game series. Yeah, we're laughing already at him. He's killing me. He got hit by 3 rosin bags about 2 minutes ago. The fanatic.
He deserved it.
He's taking on this Giants fan, and he says, no, we're good. We're good, no.
Don't trust him.
Oh my goodness. We just can't get enough of them. All right, our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 77 degrees here at the yard. That's right, it has really cooled off. Winds at 8 miles per hour, humidity at 61%, and it is partly cloudy. Take a look at the Giants lineup. It is brought to you by Coors Light. Pence, Adrianza, and Buster Posey, good numbers against Hamels. Then it's Sandoval, who's got pretty good numbers too, followed by Morris, Duvall, and Arias. Blanco gets the start, and Hudson will hit ninth.
On the hill today for the Philadelphia Phillies will be their veteran left-hander, Cole Hamels. Hamels, 30 years of age. He's an 8-year veteran. 6'3", 195-pounder out of San Diego, California. In 17 starts, he's 4-5, 2.83 ERA. Has gotten very little run support, and he has been red hot of late. When he's on, you're going to see a fastball that goes low to mid-90s. He'll cut the ball, he'll sink the ball. He's got a great curveball, slider, but possibly his best specialty pitch is the changeup. Take a look at the defense playing behind Cole Hamels today for the Phillies, starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Sizemore, Revere, and Bird. Rollins, Ashe on the left side of the infield, Utley and Ruff on the right side, and Will Nieves will be in the squad, putting down the signs. That's right, Darren Ruff in the lineup today, despite great lifetime numbers Ryan Howard has against Tim Hudson.
Yeah, this is the Fanatic messing with Pablo Sandoval. Pence is resuscitating him.
Well, Pence was indeed our Geico quote today. He said, "I'm giving the Philly Fanatic CPR last night. I just saw him fall and I didn't want him to die, so I gave him some CPR."
Yeah, he likes the Fanatic. And Hunter Pence will lead things off. It turned out Hunter Pence had the big hit in the game, and that happened in the 9th inning. There's a Crawford fan. And the first pitch of the ball game is a swing and a miss. So we get started at 1:07, 2 minutes late. Pence hitting .304. And he skies this one out to left. Sizemore broke back, but now he comes in. And that's how this game gets started.
All right, time now for our Nissan keys to the game. And we think that Pence-Posey matchup against Hamels are matchups to watch. Why? Because it really favors the Giants. Collectively, Pence and Posey 13 for 28 with 1 homer and 6 doubles against Cole Hamels. That is pretty good ownage against a great pitcher. And number 2, Tim Hudson, find your early rhythm. So important in a ballpark where there's lots of carry. You need to establish you can put the ball on the ground.
Adrianza not wasting any time. He is 3 for 12 in the series. He got 7 at bats in the extra inning game, and he didn't start the game. And it's a quick 0-2. Buster Posey to follow. And that's lifted out to right field, and Marlon Byrd comes jogging in.
Well, you're going to see a lot of fly balls from Hamels. I mean, he's a strikeout fly ball guy. Completely opposite that of Tim Hudson, who's a ground ball guy.
And here's Posey. There's Tim Hudson. Oh, it'll get better.
Hanging there.
I think that's a good sign of a fan, or some fans, day game after a night game.
Well,
Yep.
we're good.
Or it could be day after any night, for that matter, at that age.
Don't worry. 4th inning, she'll be rolling.
0-2 to Buster Posey, hitting .284. And he takes down low. See the rest of the umpires. It's Miller, Fairchild, and Carapazza from 1st to 3rd. Patillo behind the dish.
Patillo's a low ball umpire. Pretty good zone, but he likes the low pitch.
And Posey strikes out, and that'll end the inning. 9-pitch inning. Hudson coming out. Here at Citizens Bank Park is Tim Hudson. We'll go after this Phillies lineup. It'll be Ben Revere and then Jimmy Rollins. Yeah, Rollins has swung the bat pretty well over the last 11 games. Utley will hit 3rd. Then it's Bird, Sizemore, and Ruff. Ashe not in the lineup last night. He is today. Nieves will hit 8th and Hamels 9th.
On the hill today for the Giants will be Tim Hudson. 39-year-old has gone 8-6 with a 2.78 ERA. 4-time All-Star, making start number 20 on the year. 81 strikeouts against 19 walks. 4-to-1 strikeout walk ratio. Very, very good for a guy who puts the ball on the ground. And how does he do it? Well, you're going to see a low 90s fastball. He'll sink, he'll cut it. He's got a curveball, slider. He'll throw a changeup, split. I mean, he's got a lot of different movements. But you will watch a guy who has tremendous knee-high command when he is on. For the most part this year, he has been on. An all-star in 3 different uniforms with the A's, the Braves, and this year with the Giants.
So here's Ben Revere. He has been a bit of a pain to the Giants in this series.
Well, you're right. They have not figured him out.
Bounces this one to Adrianza.
Good sign. Ground ball drop to get-go for Hudson. Let's see who's going to be fielding him. Giants defense today. Morse, Blanco, Pence. That's your outfield. The best arm in right field. Arias and Sandoval on the left side with Crawford getting a day off. Adrianza and Duvall on the right side. Buster Posey will be in the squad. Day game after night game. And he'll be putting down the signs for Tim Hudson.
So here's Hudson facing Jimmy Rollins. Rollins hitting at .243. And this is foul back. Of all the players in the major leagues, this is the guy that Hudson has faced the most. 84 career at bats.
10 extra base hits, 3 homers, 3 triples, 4 doubles. They know each other quite well.
And the next pitch is wide. You play in the same division as Hudson did with the Atlanta Braves. So what, 18 or 19 games a year? You're going to pick up some at-bats against the guy. And when both these When those two teams were good, it wasn't likely that Hudson was going to miss the Phillies, nor was Rollins going to miss Hudson.
That's the 30th start that Hudson has had against Philadelphia. He's 11-9 lifetime. And there you see the numbers.
Two and two.
I mean, that's 186 innings against one team, and for some starting pitchers, that's a whole year of innings.
Absolutely.
Gorgeous day for baseball here. High 70s. Breeze in the hitter's face. Not quite as much carry today as we've seen the other 3 days.
And a flare to left, and that's going to be a base hit. And Rollins is going to probably end up with a double. And he will.
Not a bad pitch either. They set up right on the corner. Ball's up. And upon further review, that was not a good pitch. A little bit of a hanger. Still doesn't get a lot of wood on it. Fights it off there. Once it gets in that little no man's land down the left field line, an easy two-bagger for the speedy Jimmy Rollins.
Now 11 extra base hits lifetime against Hudson for Jimmy Rollins. Here's Utley. Utley chases a pitch down and in. He's had 68 career at bats, if you include the 5 walks. He's 16 for 68. Hudson steps off as Rollins is moving around.
No, you just have to make him stop. I mean, unlikely that he's going to try and steal third. He can if you ignore him. If you get predictable with your head turns, give him one look, turn and go. Give him one look, turn and go. If you have a rhythm that way, if he can time you, he'll go.
If you were a hitter and a guy hit you 7 times, would you have a problem with that?
Yeah, I would. A big time problem.
Well, Hudson's hit Utley 7 times.
But look where he stands. I mean, he's right on top of the plate. Jimmy Rollins right on top of the plate. And the other thing too about Utley, I mean, you got to pitch him inside.
Well, plus here you got a base open.
And a sinker baller, you know, that's not a bad thing taking it. Set up the 4s.
Hudson's not the only guy to hit. He's been hit 163 times. Two balls and 1 strike. And that's rolled foul, so it's 2 and 2.
As we mentioned, the first 3 games of this 4-game series, the ballpark really favored the pitch or the hitters. Today, not so. It went right out of left center into the hitter's face. So if you're going to hit it out to left center, you're really going to have to earn it today. This is playing favoring the pitchers more than I think we've ever seen it. And it's still a great place to hit.
So Hudson chasing Rollins back. He's got 19 steals. Arias trying to keep Rollins close at second. And this one gets away from Buster Posey.
Got crossed up. Well, that changes everything. mean, it's the first inning right now. You're not really going to adjust your defense, I would not imagine. But, yeah, totally got crossed up there. That's something. You cannot put a pass ball on Buster Posey for that. You put down a sign as a catcher, you think that pitcher's going to get the sign. If he doesn't and he crosses you up, especially if it's a fastball, you're disadvantaged. And they gave him a pass ball for it, and that's not the right call.
Infield in now to Utley.
And that is not a bad thing. As I mentioned, with the ability of Hudson to get the ground ball, you set the force up with a walk, and you get a ground ball, you can get a double play and get out of the inning. And that's one of the beautiful things about being a sinker baller.
Now, one of the problems for the Phillies in this series is their inability to get guys in from third with less than 2 outs. Bird's 2 for 11 in his career against Hudson. He likes that first pitch. And they foul that one off his foot.
That's the other beautiful thing about being a sinker baller. You throw that ball down and in to right-handed hitters, and they will beat it into their feet. And if you're a pitcher, that's entertainment. Let's take a look at where he gets himself. And that's a back foot. Oh, it reminds me of when Matt Williams got hit. Broke his toe. Oh, and he's having a hard time walking this one off. If you're a hitter, you do that in your first at bat. What are you thinking?
Well, you think you probably are going to do it 4 or 5 more times.
Well, you're tied. If you're a pitcher and the guy does that, you go right back in the inside corner with sink.
Hudson throws wide at 90, 1 ball and 1 strike.
So they go away, and I don't know, it's to set up the inside corner here for the next pitch.
Would not be surprised. And a base hit to left field. Marlon Bird just hooked that past Arias, whose Bird is limping down to first. It's 1-0 Phillies.
Set up away. A little bit of a hang on the slider. That ball was up. So far, we've seen a lot of mistakes up from Hudson. So one of the keys in this game was for him to get that rhythm, get his sink and knee-high command going early. So important in this ballpark.
We've seen him in the first inning like this, but then if he can get through that first inning, he has a tendency to settle down. Here's Sizemore. Sizemore takes in tight.
Every pitch you throw as a pitcher, you make adjustments. And when you're searching for that feeling early in the game, you want to miss down below the zone. You don't want to miss up.
So Hudson looking for that ground ball to limit the damage. Ruff is on deck. Utley's at second. Marlon Bird's at first. And it's rolled foul. Arias broke in. Hudson threw the ball. And once it got fouled off, Hudson turned around and acknowledged to Arias that, yeah, that's my bad.
That's Cardinal rule. You can't throw with your middle infielders out of position. If they break towards that bag, you try and keep that runner close. you either throw and make a pickoff play, or you step off to make time for him to get back to his fielding position. Otherwise, you're opening up a whole side of the infield. Watch Arias break to the bag, and that's when you step off. Once he's made his move to second base, I mean, shortstop is uncovered.
Three and one. So all of a sudden this becomes a pretty important pitch.
It's a big pitch.
Hudson does not want this game to get away from him here in the first inning.
And he's got to get the ball down. He's got a low ball umpire. I mean, he's going to help him out if he can establish that he can hit those knees like we've seen him consistently do all year. So far, he can't get that feel. Good changeup. That's a great pitch.
You know, Sizemore's laying in the weeds for a fastball. Let's see if he gets one. And this will be a double play. And that's how you get out of a jam. You make him hit an atom ball. Phillies on the board. It's 1-0 as we head to inning number 2.
Coors Light Refresherator every time the Giants hit a home run at AT&T Park. Text REFRESH to 49375.
Phillies score in the first. It's 1-0. It'll be Sandoval, Morrison, Duvall against Cole Hamels, who appeared to have his really good stuff in the first inning. Good series for the Panda, 5 for 14. And he chops this one foul. He has played in every inning. Remember, there was a game on Tuesday that went 14 innings, and it took 5 hours and 46 minutes to play. And Sandoval was one of the guys that hung in there the entire game. Down the right field line and out of play, 0-2.
Well, you take your bats against Cole Hamels, and you know he's an 8-year veteran, so the Giants know him. A lot of guys have a lot of at bats against him, a lot of history. And one thing that he has established since he's come into this league is his ability to throw the changeup. It's a really good one, and you are aware of that when you take your at bats.
Fly ball to Bird.
You said that Hamels has been hot, and one of the things that he's been doing, especially the first time through the lineup, is throwing a lot of fastballs, not really showing the changeup that much. And it just gives you an idea of how good his changeup is, because it's established before a guy even gets in the batter's box. And what we're seeing today is the best fastball we've seen Hamels have in the last 5 years. He's throwing 94, 95.
And Morris not waiting around. Held on by Nieves, and it's 0-2.
I mean, he did this his last outing against Atlanta, which was a very, very strong outing. And what I'm talking about is he threw a lot of fastballs that first time through the lineup, and he's doing it against the Giants here. In that outing against the Braves in July 19th, he went 7 strong, allowed 1 run, 4 hits, didn't walk anybody, struck out 9. There you see the numbers that Morse has against Hamels. They all got a lot of at-bats against him, so they know him.
And they're going to ring him up.
Fastball, fastball, fastball.
Dodgers are in town tomorrow night. It's Orange Friday. That's a 7:15 game. Then on Saturday, 6:05, first 20,000 fans. They're going to get a reusable grocery bag presented by the MLB Network. And then on Sunday, the 5:05 start. That's a different starting time. The first 20,000 fans are going to receive sunglasses presented by Denny's. Duvall hitting .214. Did have a home run off of Cliff Lee on Monday. If you hit one off of Lee on Monday, then you're expected to hit one off of Hamels on Thursday.
2. Expected to hit 2. That's the big leagues.
This will be a long run for Ruff, and the wind is going to push that one out of play.
Fastball, fastball, fastball. See the big puffy clouds, and the breeze is coming in towards the hitter's face, and that's not a breeze you normally see.
Here's the home run. A lot of power in this kid. Although today that one might not have gone out today.
That's how much wind there is. You're absolutely right.
Two and two. This day, totally different than the other 3 that we've been here in Philadelphia. A lot of humidity the first 3 days. Today is really nice. It's a very comfortable 77 degrees.
And there's the first breaking ball of the day. 21 pitches total. He's throwing 4 balls out of the strike zone. That's a pretty good take right there.
Yeah, so if you're Duvall, this is probably going to be a strike.
You're going to look for a fastball. Well, actually, you're just going to protect and defend. But with all the fastballs we've seen, I'd be surprised if you see anything else.
It's 3 and 2. Arias watching from the on-deck circle. And this is lined into center field. And it's going to be a base hit. And it gets away from Revere.
He can go.
And stopping at second is Duvall. You jinxed that. You talked about a no-hitter. in between innings. There it is. The no-hitter's gone.
No-hitter's gone. First hit of the day for the Giants. And the first time that Cole Hamels is now going to get in the stretch. Kind of a funny hop. Really fooled Revere.
So Arias will hit with a runner in scoring position. Down the right field line, and that'll be in the seats.
Whoa, look at it. You wear glasses like that, you better make that play, pal. Not only did he not make the play, he left his feet.
So if you dress the part, you got to play the part too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Arias is 4 for 9 lifetime against Hamels. And he fouls another one out of play.
Now let's take a look at the previous foul ball. Our gentleman with the glasses gets up. Yep, gone. If he brings his glove, he's a hero.
And he knocked the other guy right in the nose. That hasn't seemed to have affected him.
Oh. He will not soon forget. He had it. It hit me in the hands. And that was the problem.
Swing and a miss. 1-0 Phillies.
On Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Supercuts. Rock the cut.
Here's Darren Ruff, a 1-0 game with the Phillies on top. Ruff is 1 for 13 this year. And the one hit, a home run. Cody Ashe and then Will Nieves. Ruff goes around and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. We talked about the ownage that Howard has on Hudson. It's 7 home runs off of Hudson. And not in the lineup today. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
I mean, that's a controversy in this town. And Ryan Sandberg, when asked about it, simply said, I'm going to see what Ruff can do, and I want to give him a couple days in a row in the lineup to show me. Well, that's hard to swallow if you're Ryan Howard. And you got a guy you got ownage on out there, especially with a long ball, and you're not playing. You addressed the situation yesterday about not playing in yesterday's ball game. Said, hey, I come here with the idea that I'm going to play that day. If I'm not in the lineup, I'll cheer for my teammates. He says, but I'm healthy.
Arias will throw on to Duvall. And here's Cody Ashe.
So it is a bitter pill to swallow when you're a former MVP and you're a guy that was very instrumental in bringing a world championship to this city. And I can't imagine it's much fun for Ryan Sandberg trying to deal with a star that is not producing.
Well, the whole point is if you're a manager, you'd like to see your most powerful hitter get back on track, and why not do that against somebody you've had success against? I'm trying to help out Ryan Howard in case he wanted to mention this to Ryan Sandberg. Ashe with a swing and a miss, 0-2.
Still has 2 years on his contract after this one. But the next week, you're going to hear a lot of crazy scenarios of people moving all over baseball because the trade deadline ends July 31st.
Ashe fouls it out of play.
One of my favorite times of the year. Although, if you're a player and your name is one of those being mentioned, it's not a lot of fun, especially for your wife.
Well, not unless you want it. There's a number of guys that would like to go.
Well,
you're right.
Jonathan Papelbon said he wants to go. A.J. Burnett, we saw last night, says that he would not be opposed to a trade. Veterans who have won and been part of postseason play are on a team that isn't going to go anywhere. I mean, they start looking around, start thinking about, I haven't got that many years left. I want out.
Got him.
Good changeup. And that's where that changeup has to be, down. Much different Tim Hudson this inning than what we saw in the last inning.
He got through that first inning, even though he benefited from a line drive double play.
It's so deceptive right there, especially when you're in a two-strike situation. You've got to cover it. You're thinking that's going to be a strike, and then it just fades away.
Greg Maddux is smiling somewhere, although he's probably in Cooperstown smiling, right?
Yeah, well, if he's watching the game, that was very Greg Maddux-like. And congratulations, by the way, Greg Maddux. Tom Glavine. Big hurt.
And Nieves with a 2-out base hit, allowing Hamels to come up.
And Hamels can hit.
Does he have 3 home runs?
No.
Does he have 12 RBIs?
No. No, but Madison Bumgarner does.
Yes, he does.
I also want to say congratulations to Tony La Russa, Joe Torre, Bobby Cox. It's a great class going in the Hall of Fame.
Hamels swinging. He's 8 for 37. And a call strike to make it 0-2. One nothing Phillies here in the second inning. Nieves with his lead, and this is bounced to Adrianza, and this will end the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We'll head to the third. It'll be Blanco, Hudson, and Pence. 1-0 Phillies.
Bay Area is brought to you by the Solar Company. Not just any solar company, the solar company. Switch to solar and save.
Phillies scored in the first inning. It's 1-0. The Dodgers are off today. They're in San Francisco. And that Dodger-Giants series will start tomorrow night. First, work to do for the Giants here in Philadelphia before they get on a plane home. And it'll be Blanco, Hudson, and Pence. Blanco with 3 hits in this series. He's had 4 lifetime hits against Hamels. As he shows bunt, and he takes a fastball low and away, 1-0.
I've not seen what Cody Ashley can do at third base covering bunts. We are impressed with what he's done with the glove going right and left. He's played a great third base in this series.
Blanco runs up, tries to slap it by Ashley. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. I think for the longest time, Gregor Blanco actually thought that was a bunt.
Well, I think you're right.
But he's actually tried more to lay down a soft one. 2-1. Hudson watching from the on-deck circle. And this is hit on the ground to Rollins. Check out our AT&T Uverse Rewind. Mike Krukow was here in 1982. Let's check out his numbers that season. He had 33 starts, a very respectable 13-11 record. The ERA 10th in the National League. He threw over 200 innings. He had 7 complete games and 2 shutouts. And what was your reward for that?
I got traded to San Francisco.
There you go.
And that turned out pretty good. It was a very, very fun year.
Hudson falls behind, 0-2.
Fun because the previous 5 years I was in Chicago, we never really were much of a factor in the month of September. But here it went down the last couple of days before we lost out to the Cardinals, who went on to win the World Series.
Off the end of the bat to Utley. 2 outs.
And the first time you get involved in a pennant race as a player, it's intoxicating. It's the most fun thing that there is. And you get it. You get what it's all about. And I never got to an October start till 1987 with the Giants. 1 playoff start in my career. But it's what you play for if you're a professional baseball player or a professional athlete in any sport.
Here's Pence. Pence hit a fly ball to left field. It looked like he was taking all the way, and he takes a strike.
You and I are pretty lucky. We got a chance to play in some great cities. Cities that love their baseball. He was not looking fastball there. A lot of fastballs from Hamels. Yeah, I don't think he's showing a strike with the breaking ball. Every time he's thrown it, he's been ahead to count 1-2 or 0-2, and he's buried that thing below the strike zone.
Yep.
And he still hasn't broken out the changeup. And I think that's his best off-speed pitch.
And Pence chases a high fastball, and that's strikeout number 4. Top of the order coming up for the Phillies.
On Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Provident Credit Union. Make life easy.
Phillies with a 1-0 lead. And here in the third, it'll be Revere, Rollins, and Utley. And Revere opened up the bottom of the first with a ground ball to Giants second baseman Ari Adrianza. Sandoval way in at third. And the fastball is inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Duvall also cheating in. Out of play.
Bright sunny day, pop-ups, fly balls, they are going to have some personality, especially with the wind that is in this ballpark. Especially if you're in the right side of the field. First base, second base, right field.
And that fastball is high. 2 balls and a strike.
All right, make a play. I had it. Bring your glove, meat. It's simple.
Trying to explain to his wife or girlfriend how that possibly happened. 2-2.
Cannot catch a pop-up with a cheesesteak. Doesn't work. Bring your glove.
Sandoval at third. He's played a nice third in this series.
He played a nice third this year. That was kind of a tricky hop, too. Huh? All right, brought his glove. Foam finger.
Well, you saw the ejection on the one fan, the happy other fan, all on the same ball. Here's Rollins. Rollins dumped a double into left field in the first and eventually scored. A couple of good pitches and a quick 0-2. And a high fastball. Utley watching from the on-deck circle. The 1-2 is in the dirt. 2-2. Rollins hit a home run in the Tuesday game.
Think about Hudson. I mean, he has not been as sharp with his command as we've seen him. But he's still a type of guy that can take what he has working that day and make it work. You just keep trying to put the puzzle together.
Hit out to right field. Hunter Pence. He puts it away. And here's Utley.
And I think a guy that has as many types of movement that Hudson has, and his understanding of how to throw that type of movement to certain swing types, really that's the thing that experienced pitchers get that allows them to do a job and keep their team in a ball game even when they don't have great stuff or great command. For Hudson, command is more important than stuff. And knee-high location is the most important thing of all.
Utley takes wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Oh my goodness.
Just get out there and work the crowd. And never says a word.
2-0 with Bird to follow.
David Raymond was the first Philly fanatic, and his mother was deaf, and David spoke with his hands and knew sign language, and he was very animated in everything he did. He was really a mime is what he was. Took his act into the fanatic, and then when he retired from the job here, Tom Burgoyne took it over and continued the same philosophy, basically being a mime, talking with your hands. Now, the fanatic will make some noises, but he doesn't talk. But yet he talks a lot and loudly with all the body language that he can employ.
I mean, you could go into the lunchroom and sit right next to him out of costume and not even know it.
It's true. It's happened.
Not even know it.
Well, the same thing with Lucille.
Two balls, two strikes. Utley hits it on the ground and into right field. And that'll bring up Bird. Bird knocked in the only run of this game. He hooked a pitch into left field past Arias. He's an RBI away from 60. And he takes a first pitch strike. Bird last year started out with the Mets and then ended up in Pittsburgh. And he got the postseason with the Pirates. So free agent at the end of the season. And he signs with the Philadelphia Phillies. And his name is out there again before the trading deadline. One ball and one strike. Hunter Pence will watch this one drift into the seats. So Bird behind in the count, 1-2. With Utley at first. Utley's got 4 steals on the year. Curveball, and Bird waited on that one nicely. And he fouled it out of play.
I mean, he beat him on a similar pitch, similar location in his last at bat, and that's what put the Phillies on the board. And breaking ball's up, and it's been up a lot all day long for Tim Hudson. You're ahead in the count 1-2. I mean, that's not a get it in situation with that breaking ball. You want that thing to start out low and then drop out of the strike zone down and away.
And he got him to end the inning. Second strikeout for Hudson. For the Giants, it'll be Adrianza, Posey, and Sandoval. 1-0 Phillies.
Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box for the new Jalapeno Ranch or Barbecue Ultimate Cheeseburgers at participating restaurants.
Phillies with a 1-0 lead. Here's Ari Adrianza. Strike to Adrianza, who hit a fly ball to right field in his only other at bat. That's what you call getting sawed off. It's 0-2.
That did not sound good.
This guy won the prize. The other two acting like they're happy.
Friends for life.
Got him.
Good changeup. Well, Friday, July 25th. That's right. Tomorrow, it's the final Orange Friday Happy Hour presented by Lagunitas Brewing Company. It's 80s theme night. Come out and hear San Francisco's original 80s tribute band, Tainted Love. They're going to be in the Seals Plaza from 5 to 7. Your special event package will include a Giants Magic Gamer Ball, as Posey takes strike one, a complimentary beverage, and a game ticket to see the Giants take on the Dodgers. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Mr. Posey struck out in the first. Here he shoots it up the middle, and he's got a base hit.
He definitely made some adjustments in that at bat from his first at bat. Remember his first at bat, he got blown away with fastballs. That doesn't happen very often to Posey, even when he's not swinging the bat well. And he's been on fire with the bat, and Hamels got him. So nice adjustments for Posey. Puts himself at first base, and now Sandoval gets to hit with Hamels out of the stretch.
So here's the Panda. Now back. Sandoval hit a fly ball to right field. Ruff holding on Buster Posey. On the ground, Ashe. That's one. And that's a high throw by Utley. Well, that has to be a double play.
Really, with the average speed of Sandoval at best, there's plenty of time for Utley to make the throw, but just gets underneath it with his elbow, had a little push in his release, and threw it right over the head of Ruff. There wasn't much that Darren Ruff could do about this one.
So you make it hurt by knocking one out of the park.
You get the right guy up there to do it, and he's due.
No balls and one strike.
We're starting to see Hamels throw more changeups, and they are nasty.
Out of play. Now it's 0-2.
That's a rough combination. You come at him with arm action that looks like it's 95, but the ball goes 84. That's the changeup. Then you come at him with arm action that's got 90. That looks like 95, and it is 95. And boom, just like that, a quick 0-2.
Runs that inside. It's 1-2.
Well, Nieves, the catcher, wanted the high fastball above the letters. Kind of pulled that thing down and in, but he did not miss that inside corner by a whole lot. I bet it was about the width of a ball. That's how close that pitch was. They're going back inside with hard stuff.
Hard to imagine he's under 500.
Well, the way that he's throwing, you're right.
Base hit, left field.
Nice at bat. So they've set it up for the kid.
And the kid had a base hit in the second. He hit a line drive in front of Revere in center field. This will be the second at bat in the game for the Giants with a runner in scoring position. Arias struck out in the second. Swing and a miss. Out of play, and you saw the combination, the same one that Morris saw. First pitch changeup, second pitch fastball.
And he was late on the fastball. When you're talking about a good fastball hitter. And that's the beauty of a changeup. It makes a fastball look a lot faster.
And both runners will advance. Actually, Arias is going to hit with the bases loaded.
Wow, that is a huge break for the Giants.
Yeah, because you got a kid that's behind in the count. And he reaches.
Back foot slider. Looks like it hit him on the right shin as it bounced up. Watch the right leg. Is that where it gets hit? Yep. Right there to make the call. Marcus Patillo deflected up and hit Nieves in the thigh. So you were down the count 0-2, 1-2 at best, and now you get a new clean slate, new hitter, bases loaded.
No balls and one strike.
Arias not happy about that. That's a late call.
I call that a ball early.
I think it should have been a ball.
Rollins, this should do it. And that'll end the inning. So a weak ground ball to short. It remains 1-0 Phillies. It was Tuesday, and in the 14th inning, Crawford had a 3-run double. Yeah, that was a good one. And then last night, Pence in the 9th inning, a 3-run double off of Jonathan Papelbon. So a couple of 3-run doubles have definitely highlighted this week, and that's our solo company electrifying plays of the week.
Yeah, those are pretty electrifying, I got to admit. But watching Hector Sanchez score from first base on a double, that was electrifying.
I thought the first shot we had of Blanco scoring on Tuesday,
yeah,
that's the first time I've actually seen Tim Flannery go with the angry yell. He looked ticked off.
He was cheering him in.
It was, man, I don't want that guy yelling at me. Now I know what his kids feel like.
Well, they turned out all right.
Sizemore takes the ball, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Every once in a while, you got to get loud.
We've seen him yell, "My butt's on the line," but this was short and mad. One pitch to Sizemore. Pulled on the ground, foul. Watch Flan, I'm telling you.
All right, here he goes.
This is kind of scary.
Ah!
It looked like the dragon fire was going to come right out.
That definitely made you faster. It made me faster.
It almost looked like Blanco looked at him like, "What are you doing? You're yelling at me." Off the backstop, 1-2.
The multi-talented Tim Flannery. Poet, musician, coach. There's the Flan man. Part of it. Really great coaching staff the Giants have.
Sizemore out swinging. Well, time to log on to csnbayarea.com and decide the player of the game. The winner will be revealed during Giants postgame live. Check out the enhanced Bloomberg stats and much more. Giants in-game live on csnbayarea.com. You can log on and vote right now. Here's Ruff. The Steinbergs are here. Of course, they're at every road game.
It's really a great story.
Should have had him like rate the food at every ballpark. What do you think?
You can. He's got a website.
Or rate the nachos, or maybe the French fries.
He's 91 years old, and he does not really have a strict diet. He's been living on baseball food all year long.
They might have a kale salad here.
Philadelphia?
You're not thinking so?
No.
Hey, give me one of those Philly cheesesteaks and throw on a little kale.
Yeah, on the side of my plate, but don't let it touch the bread. We had a partner who used to say that.
Yes, we did. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And it's on the inside corner, 2-2.
Nice pitch. Establishing strikes with the fastball on both sides of the plate. Very, very key to every pitcher.
On the ground and past the diving Duvall. And Ruff has his second hit of the season. It's not unusual for Hudson to give up hits.
Well, he puts the pressure on the hitter. I mean, he's here, hit the ball. With my movement, good chance you're going to put it on the ground. Good chance it's going to get caught.
See Howard talking to A.J. Burnett. He had a good game last night. Burnett went 8 innings, 4 hits, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. And here's a guy that may end up being traded in a week. And he threw 131 pitches, and that's off of Hudson and into center field. Ruff got caught in between, and they'll throw behind him. And he gets back into second. He probably had third base made.
Well, 2 ground balls, and they have both found holes. And that is the one thing that every once in a while will dog a sinker ball. That would have been close. Think about Blanco. I mean, he's got a nice quick release, and he's pretty accurate with that arm.
Yes, he is. So here's Nieves, who singled in the second inning. And the first pitch is wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Rollins has the only extra base hit of the 6 hits for the Phillies, and that was a 1-out double in the first, and he scored the only run. Little pop-up to Adrianza.
So what do you think? Ball not carrying to right?
Not much. Didn't look like Adrianza had to race too far back.
That was a major league jam job right there. But the wind is definitely in the face of the hitter today. See how the banners adorn the flagpoles out in left center.
Swing and a miss. Hamels bounced out to Adrianza in the second. And that's foul. See, you bring your glove, Mike.
Well, the Giants fans get it, and they travel with them. All right, let's take a look at the play. Picked it clean. Sure-handed. Nice.
Oh and 2. And a fastball high, 1 and 2. Hudson at the belt. And Hamels takes high again. Buster Posey a bluff. So it's 2 and 2. Pitch wise for Hudson, he's thrown 74 here in the 4th inning. So that's a bit high. Foul back.
He will definitely give you an at bat.
Well, he's doing it right now. Ruff is at second. Ashley's at first. Yeah, you see the pitches per inning. He had to work very hard in that first inning.
You want to be 75 pitches at the end of the 5th.
And that'll end the inning. 4 strikeouts for Hudson. Hudson will hit in the 5th. It'll be Blanco, Hudson, and Pence.
San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating a dozen years. Join the millions of subscribers. You can watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. Visit sfgiants.com for details. My opinion,
yes,
the best bargain out there.
It's a good one.
Here it's Blanco, 1-0 Phillies. Blanco bounced out to Rollins to lead off the 3rd. And here he's going to take a strike. Last night, the Giants had Tyler Colvin in center field, and Colvin went 0 for 4. Blanco ended up in the game late when Morris left. Colvin moved to left, Blanco to center. But his swings are getting a little better.
Yeah, they are. Putting in a lot of extra time trying to figure it out. One thing you can never say about Gregor Blanco, I mean, you can never say he doesn't work hard, because he really gets after it. Been looking for a swing all year that he can trust.
2-2.
That's your job. I mean, you know, if you're in a good groove, you try and prolong it. You try and maximize the period when you're throwing good or hitting good. And if you're not in that groove, you're looking for it, doing the work it takes to find it.
And he stays alive with a foul right at home plate.
That was pitch number 60 for Hamels. It's a little under where the average pitch count could be coming into the 5th inning.
Blanco trying to reach, and he stays alive.
That's 96 miles an hour. One thing pitchers like, and you don't see it very often in this ballpark, they like winds at their back. get a wind at your back, just like a golfer with a wind at his back on the tee box. You feel like you can hit the ball farther. Well, the same thing for a pitcher. They think they can throw harder, and you can. Hitters like to hit with a wind at their back. They do not like to hit with a wind in their face.
Three and two. And a base hit into center field. Nice at bat.
Indeed.
So Blanco now 5 for 16 lifetime against Cole Hamels.
Well, Blanco's had some really good at bats this year against some tough lefties. Chris Sale, Cliff Lee, now against Hamels. Two-hit day against Sale, 2 hits against Lee.
Well, let's see. What's coming up?
Kershaw, Ryu,
Liriano. And a nice bunt by Hudson. And he does it on the first pitch. And here's Hunter Pence. I'm guessing on Liriano. I don't know. Pirates are in town on Monday.
Well, didn't he pitch yesterday?
Yes.
So he should pitch next Tuesday. Next Monday. That'd be his 5th day.
Maybe, you know, pitched on 3 days rest. Pitch Sunday. Pence is flied out and he's struck out. And he takes wide, 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, I say Tuesday for Liriano because the Pirates aren't playing today.
Yeah, Liriano beat the Dodgers yesterday. Pence fouls it into the glove of Nieves. Now Pence coming in was 6 for 17 against Hamels. Now 6 for 19. So for the Giants, they're thinking, nah, this is the right guy. You're in the right spot. And he had a pitch to hit there. It's 1-2.
Well, you're right. And we talked about it being one of our keys. Set it up for Pence or Posey. I mean, they're the guys with the best lifetime numbers against Cole Hamels. And here's the situation that the Giants had hoped they would get. Good speed with Blanco at second. You've got pretty good arms on the corner with Sizemore and Bird average. Really not very good arm at all in center with Revere. So the table is set.
Got him.
Boy, and he humped up 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Definitely more fastball than what the Giants thought they were going to see today. And they've been seeing a lot of quality fastballs. 94, 95, 96 mile an hour. And this is ball just right by him. 6th strikeout.
Here's Adrianza, who struck out on the 4th. And he shoots one into center field and a base hit. And here comes Blanco. Revere's throw is going to be cut off. This game is tied. Adrianza comes through.
Hey, we're going to make that swing of the bat by A-Ray Adrianza our forward right choice. And why not? They set up inside. It leaks out over the plate above the belt. Easy area to defend. He's just going right back up the middle, not trying to do too much. And a 2-out knock that ties this ball game. That's our forward right choice. Nice.
So the bottom of the lineup sets up the top of the lineup. And here's Buster Posey. And Buster Posey way out in front. No balls and one strike.
First pitch changeup and a good one. So the kid, A-Ray Adrianza, picked up Hunter Pence. And that's what it's all about, folks. Picking the other guy up.
Buster got a base hit in the 4th inning. Maybe just not picking up that curveball. Oh, and 2. Out of play, he got a fastball. If Adrianza could get a good read on Hamels, it's probably not a bad spot to go here. Buster Posey's behind in the count. If you make it, beautiful. If not, you got Buster to lead off the next inning. He is, however, showing no signs that he's going to go, and that's low. It's 1 and 2.
Yeah, he may be getting the stop sign from.
He may be.
The skipper. Posey, the way he's been swinging the bat, you're kind of already at scoring position if you're on base at all.
And that's high, 2 and 2. Giants have tied the game, but they've also tacked on some pitches on Hamels here in the 5th. Two and 2. Tap foul.
Take a look at the velocity for Cole Hamels. His season average has been 91.7. Today it's been 94.1.
What's up with that?
Well, I think the wind behind him has had a lot to do with it. But nevertheless.
Runner goes. And that's a foul. It's into the glove of Nieves, and that'll end the inning. So that's a rough at bat. Giants tie it up. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th, top of the order. It's a 1-1 game.
Ball comes inside, skims off his bat. And watch Adrianza. Looks like he just came up lame.
All right. Something we'll check on. It's 1-1. Adrianza was checked out. He's talked himself to staying into the game. And it's going to be Ben Revere to lead things off. 1-1. And a strike to Ben Revere. Kind of odd. We're trying to figure out, was it a hamstring? Was it a twisted knee?
Cramp? We're thinking right there, hamstring. Anthony Reyes, Giants trainer, came out, checked him out, and they said, okay, you're good. Give you a look at it, slow motion. And he does grab right behind the knee, and when that happens, it's usually a hammy.
Yeah. Here's the 0-2. And this is a flare, and it's going to be dropped by Morris, and Revere's in second base. Morris had to go a long way, but once he got there, he got lots of leather on it, and that should be an error.
The little flare, they've been playing him shallow, and he gets a lot of glove on it, and this is the first time this season we have seen Morris get that much glove on it and not be able to come up with it. Usually what he can get to, he catches. A two-base mistake, and it comes in a leadoff scenario, so right away, here come the Phillies.
And it's Rollins who's doubled, and he's flied out to right. Now you got to keep an eye on Revere at second. And Rollins tries to bunt, and he rolls it foul. I've seen Rollins do a lot of that.
Well, that's definitely a hitter showing a pitcher some respect. I don't know many guys in the league that Rollins are trying to do that against.
Well, he's laid down 2 this year. Oh, 1. Hudson not giving Rollins a pitch that he can pull. It's wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. And that's foul.
Ooh. Off the crack of the bat, I thought that was not only a base hit, but extra bags.
Hudson looking in. He gets the sign from Buster Posey.
Look out.
And he backs Rollins off. It's 2-2.
He's staying on that inside corner.
I don't think he wanted to throw that one for a strike.
Hard stuff in, sets up soft stuff away.
And he backed it up.
Also sets up hard stuff in, and he goes right above the hands with it. And that's the strikeout he was pitching for. Runner at second, nobody out. Strikeout situation, and boy, you cannot make a better pitch. So, a non-productive out. And in a tie ball game, that's a huge pitch.
Here's Utley. Utley's walked and he's singled. And here he takes wide. He may pitch around Utley. We shall see. It's 1 ball and no strikes. And it's high and away. It's 2-0.
Hudson's really digging deep this inning. That's what a leadoff two-base mistake can do to a pitcher. Every pitch is stressful, and he's in the right part of the lineup. If you're a Phillies fan, pitch into the heart.
Down the left field line, this is going to slice out of play.
All right, nice going. Happy as she can be.
It's 2 balls and 1 strike to Utley. And he spins back to chase Revere back. Hudson grinding it out right here in the 5th. He's been in the stretch at least once in every inning. Utley with a base hit. Blanco will just toss it in, and just like that, the Phillies take the lead.
So Chase Utley makes the air hurt. And he's done this his whole career. Pretty good pitch to defend. Easiest area for a pitcher, for a hitter to defend, between the belt and the letters on his chest, and that's right where it was. And with the speed of Revere, I mean, that's an easy score.
Here's Bird, and Bird takes in tight. 1 ball and no strikes. Chopped to Sandoval. Sandoval will get the out at first, and moving into scoring position is Utley. And that'll bring up Sizemore. Sizemore lined into a double play in the 1st, and then Hudson struck him out in the 4th. Bounces this one foul.
And
that's Juan Samuel.
And him off balance. First pitch changeup.
Arias playing Sizemore to pull. And he rolls another one foul, and it's 0-2.
Backed it up. Change up. Our ball girls here in Philadelphia had a pretty good series.
Yeah, we haven't seen him muff one yet, have we?
We have not.
So here it's 0-2. And the pitch is high to Sizemore, 1-2.
So 2 changeups down. You get to an 0-2, you buzz one right across the top of the strike zone at 90, just to change sight lines, kind of cleanse the eye palette. And you come right back with another fastball above the hands like we saw him do earlier, or another changeup down.
Ruff is on deck. To the back foot, 2-2.
Came back with hard stuff in. Next pitch will be number 95 for Hudson on the day. And a lot of them have been out of the stretch.
Buster's going to go out and have a word. This is not a complaint, but it really seems like in these smaller ballparks, especially in this series, a lot of pitches and a lot of long games.
Yeah, there have been a lot of long games. It's been a grind. I mean, this is kind of how it's always been here, right? It's a ballpark you just can't trust. It's just too many runs available in this ballpark. It really has a lot of feel like that of Coors Field.
So it's 3-2 now to Sizemore. The right-handed hitter Ruff is on deck. Out of play. He went right at him.
Every time we see a glove, there's a Giants fan sitting next to it.
A 2-1 lead for the Phillies here in the 5th. An error by Morris opened it up for the Phillies in this inning. And right now Hudson trying to limit the damage and get his team in the dugout. And Buster Posey thought that was strike 3.
Well, Tim Hudson thought it was strike 3. Bruce Bochy thought it was strike 3. And Bochy's given plate umpire Marcus Patillo an earload. And that's going to get somebody up in the Giants bullpen. 3-2 changeup. Patillo, who is a low ball guy, we talked about it earlier, he doesn't give a whole lot of belt high strikes, and that was an example of it. So Juan Gutierrez very quickly going to start getting heated up. Take him about 12 pitches to get going.
Ruff had a base hit past the diving Adam Duvall in the 4th inning. So 98 pitches now for Tim Hudson. A lot in the 4th, a lot here in the 5th. And Ruff cannot hold up, and that evens the count. 12 hits in the game, 7 for the Phillies. Each team has committed an error. On the ground to Arias. And this will end the inning. Rough hit it hard. Phillies take the lead. We will head to the 6th. It'll be Sandoval, Morris, and Duvall.
The All-Star game was played in Kansas City. The National League won that game 7-1, and Bobby Bonds was named the most valuable player. Bonds went 2 for 2 with a 2-run home run, hit it off of Bill Singer, and he celebrated the 9th birthday of his son Barry Bonds, and that's our McDonald's True Stories. So Barry, 50 years old today. Happy birthday to Barry Bonds. Yes,
come on,
50. He's in the 50 club.
He's an old goat.
That's what happens when you turn 50. I'd like to say happy birthday to my son Bake, who turned 31 today.
Yeah, he's not.
I don't know, man. 31's over the hill. At least that's what I'm telling him.
Here's Sandoval, and Sandoval takes wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Barry Bonds is 50.
50.
Wow.
Still hit home runs.
Baker's 31. Wow.
I know.
This is into right field, and Bird's going to make the running check. Hard to get line drives to fall in front of outfielders in this part.
It's just not a lot of left field, not a lot of right field. I mean, it's easy to hit home runs here, but have balls drop in.
And that's the only difference between this place and Coors Field. Outfielders play deep in Coors Field, and all those balls fall in front of you. Here's Morris. Morris takes low, no swing.
Bill Miller, first base umpire today.
Bird giving chase towards the line and out of play. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The ball on deck.
Ooh.
And a good swing and a foul back. 1 and 2.
He's just missing those. A nice at bat his last AB. Took the count into a 2-strike situation. Had a clean line drive to left center. So I think he's seeing Hamels pretty well today. He's had good balance in his swings.
We can see that breaking ball.
Except for that one. Well, next homestand, Andrew McCutchen of the Pirates going to bring his team into AT&T Park Monday the 28th, Tuesday the 29th, both 7:15 games. The final game of the series will be a Wednesday 12:45 game. Baseball day game in the city. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets. There are seats remaining for all 3 of those Pirate games.
Here's Adam Duvall. He's been on base twice, a single, and then he was hit by a pitch. And he loses his helmet, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Yep. That's a big league changeup, kid.
That's a big league fastball, kid.
Well, Nieves called another changeup. Hamels shook it off to get to that fastball. And that's a big league combination, kid. Changeup, fastball. Next pitch will be number 85 for Cole Hamels. Changeup.
Drilled, but right at Sizemore, and that'll end the inning. It's the bottom 3 in this Phillies lineup coming up.
Is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers, offering business and personal insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. Visit us at hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Welcome back to Citizens Bank Park here in Philadelphia, where the Phillies hold a 2-1 advantage over the Giants heading into the bottom of the 6th inning. As advertised, it has been a pitching duel between Tim Hudson and Cole Hamels.
Here's Ashe, Nieves, and Cole Hamels. Ashe 1 for 2. Pitch number 102 coming up for Hudson.
And it was a good one.
And I guess if you still got that pitch, you can stay out there for a little while.
Change-ups, sinkers, they keep you around. Giants do have some activity in their bullpen. It's Javier Lopez.
And this is foul, so it's 1-2. Giants will get on a plane, head home after the end of this game. And Look forward to the series opener tomorrow night against the Dodgers. Got him.
That's a good changeup. See ya. Strikeout number 6, 5 of which have been strike threes. Swinging. I'm going to take a look at perfection one more time. Remember, he got the first strike of the at bat with a changeup, and here he finishes him off. Same pitch. Perfect location.
And you wonder why hitting is down.
Well, the changeups have evolved in this game, and everybody's got one.
They do. I mean, even the guys that are throwing 98, they've got them.
Well, that's not fair.
Here's Nieves, who's 1 for 2. This is a bullet down the left field line and a fair ball. So Nieves with a 1-out double.
Gets him to go out there and reach. Just hooks it right over Pablo Sandoval's head down the line, fair by about 2 feet.
He swung at that like he may have been looking for something off speed.
I mean, I haven't seen Will Nieves have a bad at bat against the Giants. He's a tough out.
Hamels is bounced out and struck out. And he takes wide. This could very well be Hudson's last hitter.
Well, Javier Lopez knows that there's a left-handed hitter on deck, Ben Revere.
And a strike. Hudson pitched the Saturday night game in Miami. Well, the Giants won that game, and Hudson got the win. He went 7 1/3. Just allowed 1 earned run, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. This is fouled out of play in that game. He threw 81 pitches. And he's pitched just as well today.
Been very consistent all year long. He can pitch. And you look at the 20 starts that he's had. How many has he had great stuff? Well, not all of them. But you'd never know it looking at the results. I mean, he just keeps you in the game. With whatever he has, whatever shows up that day, he knows how to use it. Great addition to the staff.
Two-2 pitch. And this is bounced foul.
This is our community. That is 33,258.
Hudson taking a walk, catching a breather. He did catch, so did Hamels for that matter, a bit of a break at the game time temperature. 77 at first pitch. Last night, game time temperature at 7 o'clock was 90 degrees.
Yeah, with lots of humidity.
And Duvall will take care of this one. And moving to third is Nieves. And Bruce Bochy's not moving.
Well, I mean, I would be really surprised if he took out Tim Hudson. I mean, I know the pitch count's up there, but he's definitely earned the right to try and stay in this ball game to get a win. But I do believe this is also his last hitter. So if he can finish off this inning with Revere, he would have a chance to get a win.
And starters will appreciate that.
Well, Bruce Bochy's an old catcher, and if there's one personality he knows, it's that of the pitcher.
Pitch is high. You know, we get to see tomorrow night.
Who's that?
Dave Righetti.
Dave Righetti.
I'm assuming he's back from Vegas.
He'll be back in uniform after his week-long bout with the crud.
See, I think he stayed in Vegas the whole time.
So you think it was a gambling trip?
No, I think he made it a gambling trip. That'll end the inning. Sorry, Rags. We're just kidding. Can't wait to see you. Our Toyota game summary is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Hudson and Hamels, they're your starters. Both pitched well. Arias got the only RBI in the game for the Giants. Bird and Utley with RBIs for the Phillies. It's a tight game as we go to the 7th. And it'll be Joaquin Arias is going to hit. Arias has had 2 at-bats. Both times with runners in scoring position. And he's 0 for 2. And a call strike.
Now, one thing about Cole Hamels, he's had everything working today. And he's throwing harder today than he has all year on top of that.
A big chopper. 1 out.
Well, it's time for you to tweet your photo using hashtag CSNBA fan photo, name, full name, and hometown for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Here's Betty from Walnut Creek. She's teeing off on Orange Friday at Old St. Andrews Golf Course, the Golf Links in Scotland. She had on her orange and black. I'd like to know what she shot that day. Nice going, Betty.
You think she nailed the first drive?
I do.
Yeah. I'm thinking you're right.
It's our AT&T fan photo.
Right there, that picture is the closest I've gotten to that golf course.
Yeah, me too.
Blanco singled and scored in the 5th. And he loops one to right, and he's got his second hit. And Marco Scudero's going to hit.
So for Blanco, 2 hits against Chris Sale, one of the nastiest lefties. 2 hits against Cliff Lee, one of the nastiest lefties. 2 hits against Cole Hamels. So I'm just figuring him 2 against Kershaw and Ryu over the weekend.
And Liriano.
And Liriano on Tuesday or Monday.
So here's Scudero. Scudero actually bunted it twice.
Well, it looked to me like he was trying to push it over towards Chase Utley. With Hamels, the left-hander, falling off towards the third base line. It's pretty easy to get it by the pitcher if you're bunting on the right side.
Hunter Pence is on deck. And a hit and run, and that's a foul ball.
I mean, that was a hands-only swing there. There wasn't a whole lot of its lower body at all.
And I've done this where you think you missed the sign, and then you got to decide whether you're going to swing or not.
Well, that's what it looked like.
It did look like it.
His heart was not in that one.
He's going, uh-oh.
Now, he's had a tender back. I mean, all Giants fans know that he's been on the disabled list a lot last year, this year, because of back problems. You see him swing like that, you're thinking, maybe they're still bugging him with those back problems. I hope not. They need a healthy Marco Scudero.
Yes, they do.
He is definitely trying to punch one through the right side.
Instead, he lifts it into center field, and Ben Revere is going to get there.
All right, time now for our Togo's Big Play, the Togo's Way. We go back to August 4th, 2011. That's when Hunter Pence, with the Phillies, hit a home run off Madison Bumgarner at AT&T Park. It was Pence's first home run as a Philly, and Madison Bumgarner did not look too enthusiastic. That's our Togo's Big Play, the Togo's Way.
Yeah, I think if I recall, that was right after the trading deadline. It looked like it was early August, right?
Yeah.
And Hunter Pence trying to make an impression, and he did that day.
Oh, he was hot the whole series.
The Giants would like to see him do that right here. He has not been able to catch up to Cole Hamels' fastball, and he did on that pitch. Oh, 2.
Well, he kind of swung as hard as he threw it. And that's what a good mixture of speed can do to a hitter. Upset his balance, upset his timing.
Tap foul again. Pence out of the box. Got him. Bottom of the 7th. It'll be Jimmy Rollins to lead things off.
Played against the old Dodgers from Los Angeles. Tomorrow night, Orange Friday, 7:15 start, 6:05 start on Saturday. And remember now, the game on Sunday has been changed from a 1:05 start to a 5:05 start. So lots of action over the weekend. There are seats available for all 3 Dodger games. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets.
It's a 2-1 lead for the Phillies. And the new pitcher for the Giants is Javi Lopez. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
There's the year so far for Lopez, 1-1 with a 2.49 ERA. And he is going to face the heart of this Phillies lineup. 9 strikeouts in 21 2/3, 28 base runners allowed. For Lopez, 2 or 3 different angles, 2 or 3 different pitches, fastball, slider, curveball. And from the various angles he can give it to you, he basically can give you 9 different types of movement, which makes him unique. He's had a nice career in a Giants uniform.
So Rollins is 1 for 3. And he lifts one down the left field line. Morris moving over, and Morris will get there and make the catch. And here's Utley. Utley has been on base 3 times. His last at bat, he came up with a single and an RBI, and that's the RBI that gave the Phillies the lead. Here he rolls it foul. Utley on the ground to Arias. And here's Bird.
It's amazing how many ground balls Javier Lopez has gotten Chase Utley to hit to the second baseman. It's unbelievable. Yes.
Bird with an RBI in the first. Uh-oh, he's back.
Yeah.
Is he headed to the dugout?
Yes, he is. He'll be on top of the Phillies dugout here.
Uh-oh. And a base hit for Bird. He loves that first pitch. And here's Grady Sizemore. Sizemore 0 for 2. Hudson walked him in the 5th. Quite a player when Sizemore was with the Indians.
Well, he was premier, all-star. But injuries really has taken its toll on his career.
He was one of those all-tool guys. Run, hit with power, play center field. This could be a duck snort, but Crawford's going to run it down, and that'll end the inning in a 6-pitch inning for Javier Lopez. Now for the Giants, Adrianza, Posey, and Sandoval coming up.
Game 1 of the Giants-Dodgers series on NBC Bay Area. Then Saturday, a 6 p.m. game. Pre-game live at 5:30. You'll see it right here on Comcast Sports Net Bay Area. Friday game, NBC Bay Area. Saturday, back on Comcast Sports Net. And then Sunday, join us on KNBR.
I believe I said Adrianza will lead things off. Crawford came in for Adrianza. There's the fanatic. Yeah. Blue guy had it going. Yeah. He's not shy. Yeah. Crawford takes a strike.
That's 24 of 29 first pitch strikes for Hamels. And he has been on top of Giants hitters all day long with that first pitch.
Hit high into right center field. And Revere gets there in plenty of time. And that'll bring up Buster Posey. Remember, we watched Adrianza tweak his hamstring or his knee, and he must have eventually got him. Because Crawford came into the game the bottom of the 7th. Here's Buster, rough at bat in the 5th. He tried to check his swing. The ball hit the bat, and it went into the pitcher's glove, and it was a strikeout. He's 1 for 3, singled off of Hamels in the 4th. I would think with Tim Lincecum pitching tomorrow night, Buster Posey will be at first base. The 1-1 pitch. 1-2. Two and two.
Tried to wrap around that outside corner with that breaking ball. Hasn't tried to do that very much. Usually when he's throwing the breaking ball, he's been trying to put it on the back foot of the right-handed hitter.
And Buster Posey got a piece of that just to stay alive, and he'll see another pitch.
He did well to get a piece of that, so he goes right on the backside again with the breaking ball.
Down the right field line and out of play. Still a pretty good fastball from Hamels with 104 pitches.
Oh, he's pitched beautifully. And when we thought it was going to be a duel, it has been that very thing. On a great day to pitch.
Look out.
Buster doing a 360.
Yeah, it looked like Buster swung at that for fear that if he didn't, it was going to hit him.
All right. Hey, you're right. It may have clipped his back leg. I thought for a second that hit Buster Posey. Instead, it hit Nieves on the 1-up.
It's 3-2.
This may be the last hitter they let Hamels throw. If he doesn't, if he walks Posey or Posey gets a hit.
And he walked him.
Wow. I'm surprised I didn't check that one. Hamels livid. He's taking a walk. Phillies dugout all over plate umpire Marcus Portillo. I mean, Nieves, the catcher, about ready to throw this ball down to third base. He's thinking strike 3, and then they cannot believe it. So now they're sending Nieves to go out there and talk to Hamels, who's irate.
So if Sandoval hits one out here, that would really tick him off.
Yes, it would. So this conversation amongst the infield, they're just killing time. Ken Giles, the right-hander, loose in the Phillies bullpen. He stopped throwing, so he's good to go. All right, did he go? He did not.
No, I think they thought it was on the pitch.
What do you think this fan thought?
That's the same guy that was cheering for you a long time ago. Sandoval fouls it back.
maybe for 1 year when I put the Philly uni on, but the next year I came back in a Giants uni, he was not cheering.
Out of play. Just rushing that fastball. Now Sandoval's got 2 lifetime home runs off of Cole Hamels, but he's been tardy. Plus, I think he's a little ticked off right now.
You saw the grip that Hamels sets his hand on. He does it before we pitch. That's the knuckle curve he uses. And whatever grip that is difficult, whether it be a split or a knuckle curve, that you think you may tip your pitch off to a hitter if you're fixing your glove, you preset it.
Sandoval skies went out to Sizemore and left. And that'll bring up Michael Morris. Morris singled in the 4th. And this is just foul.
Broke his bat. Just some work for our ball girl. And that is a happy camper.
A quick 0-1 to Morris, who's looking to hit one in the gap or hit one over the fence. Oh, 2.
Still throwing 95 miles an hour, and that's his 113th pitch. And he is competing with the fastball.
Out of play.
Right back to another fastball challenge.
Oh, 2. No swing. 1-2. Got him. Double digits in strikeouts. It remains 2-1 Phillies. KNBR tomorrow morning. Mike will talk about the game with Murphy Mack on KNBR 680, the sports leader. Two to 1 lead for the Phillies when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
The pitcher now for Bruce Bochy is going to be Gene Machi. Coming into his 45th game, 5-0 with a 1.56 ERA. He had the 5 wins in like the first month of the season. We're thinking he was on par to win 30. But wins can be hard to get when you're in that bullpen. 28 strikeouts against 9 walks for Machi.
Yeah, he's streaky.
You're right. But if he could throw a clean 8th here, Giants score a couple in the 9th, he could be in line to get himself a win.
The 9th has been magical in the series. So here's Darren Ruff. First pitch is wide.
Say you bring your glove, you could be ready to catch a ball, you could put popcorn in it.
That's my kind of kid right there.
Yeah, catcher.
And a belt tie strike. On deck is Ashe, and then Nieves, and the 1-1 is on the inside corner, 1-2 for the Giants in the 9th inning. They'll have Duvall, Arias, and Blanco, and Papelbon is getting loose.
Oh, good pitch. Forkball is right where it's supposed to be in a 2-strike situation. You have leverage as a pitcher.
Two pitch. He got him.
And went away from the forkball to the slider and planted one perfectly at the knees outside corner. See ya. Rough pitch right here. Perfect. And I think Ruff is up there looking for another forkball.
Ashe, 1 for 3. So Ashe out in front.
Nice forkball there from Machi. Just about rally cap time, isn't it? You have to start turning that thing around.
Rally everything. Crawford squeezes. 2 outs. Here's Will Nieves. Couple of hits for Nieves. Dominic Brown's on deck should Nieves reach. And a big swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Duvall, that'll end the inning, and he will lead off the 9th. So once again, it comes down to the 9th, and the Phillies are leading 2-1.
Game. We think up until this point it is Cole Hamels. He was brilliant. 8 strong innings, 6 hits allowed, 1 run, 10 strikeouts. And of those 10 strikeouts, 8 of those strikeouts were against Michael Morse, Hunter Pence, and Buster Posey. He hat-tricked Morse and Pence, and he got Posey twice. You do that, you deserve to be our Honda player of the game. Working fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. They were all working.
And it's time for a change. Think Speedy oil change and tune-up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
Jonathan Papelbon comes in. 42nd time he's come in. He's had a rough series against the Giants. Blew a save 2 nights ago. Last night, the Giants got 3 runs on him. He only had 1 hit.
And the first pitch is down low.
Such is the life of a closer. When he's right, you're going to see a low 90s fastball, a slider, and a split, and all of them can strike you out.
It's maybe playable for Ruff. And he puts it away.
Did not have a lot of room.
I think he threw his glove out there thinking, or make that Nieves. I think he threw it out there thinking that it was going to hit the screen.
Hey, you go over there and cover it, you never know, and it might have scraped it.
So here's Arias, who's 0 for 3. With Blanco on deck. Go, 2-0.
see his line last night. 4 earned runs. And more importantly, I mean, he's throwing over 75 pitches the last 2 days. I mean, that's a lot of work. 55 last night.
Well, I'm quite sure he had a lot of input into getting into this one.
Well, that's the one thing when you're going through a rough spot as a reliever, you will have an opportunity to get it back on that saddle the next day. And I'm sure he was in Sandberg's office saying, "I'm good to go."
And another rough day for Joaquin Arias. 2 down in the ninth. And here's Blanco.
It has not been a rough day for Blanco. Had a couple of hits.
If you're wondering, why maybe Tyler Colvin not hitting for Arias, they're out of infielders.
Joe Panik hurt. Sprained ankle. Not available.
116 pitches, 90 strikes, 116, 9-0.
There's Hector Sanchez out on deck. And it's 2-0. Base runner with 2 outs with the speed of Blanco, not a bad idea. And this should be the ball game, and it is. So the final game of the series, it goes to the Phillies. Jim Hudson did not allow an earned run today, but Cole Hamels was brilliant.
Well, he really was. And like I said, anytime you lay 8 strikeouts on Pence, Posey, and Morse combined, and all great numbers for Posey and Pence coming into this game against him, you deserve to be the winner, and he was that guy today.
Giants end up with a 5-2 road trip, and they take 3 out of 4 here in Philadelphia, and they will head home to face the Dodgers tomorrow night. Final score, Phillies 2, Giants 1. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live. That's all going to start right now.